Last episode, we took a 2-0 series lead with 2 home games, and now we go on the road to see if we can't complete the sweep. Not much of an intro, but when we're in the middle of a playoff series and we've got a couple of blowout victories, not much to intro. Let's just let the gameplay speak for itself. Malachi getting us started here in Game 3, and Darren Anthony responds with an interior shot himself. Can't quite complete that three-point play, though. In transition, quick pass to the corner for Sidney Lowry. No good for him, though. Tyrese driving in. Going up top and off the mark. Pick and roll. Giving it to the big man inside. Or too early for Nashville. Halliburton defended by Lowry, going inside. Great defense there with some late help by Ernest Augustine as well. Lowry floats one up and in for 2. Julius Randle defended by Augustine. He's been quite a pleasant surprise so far in these playoffs defensively, and another strong defensive rep there. Lamond left open for a 3, but among some good options we have from deep, I think Lamond's probably the one you're going to help off of. He's good from deep, but not quite as lethal as some of our other shooters. Malachi off the catch. Speaking of lethal shooters, he pours in a triple. Stolen away by Powers. He's running up the court. Mullins off the catch, and another 3 down the barrel for Nashville. Tyrese Halliburton got a really good screen set, but he bricked the heck out of that 3. Lowry, another catch and 3 that make that 9 straight points from beyond the arc, giving Nashville an early 10-point lead, and Mullins gets the block on the 2-time MVP. Lowry hop-stepped, little layup there, you love to see it. And Nashville off to a really hot start here on the road. Halliburton. Finally, Indiana gets themselves a basket. It's been a little dry here to start this game, but another Nashville 3. This team relies heavily on the outside shot, and it works quite well for us. Mullins trying to find an angle to finish over Darren Anthony. Misses the shots. And transition take foul. What? How is that a transition take foul, dude? 2K needs to work on that. So at the worst, a loose ball foul. They're going for a rebound, and they get a free throw and the ball. That's a joke, dude. Miss there from Lowry. Put right back in from AC Stevens. Once again, these lineups are not the lineups that I'm seeing. Like AC Stevens should not be on the court with 6 minutes to go, and it's not like Francis Mullins needed to exit. So I don't know if when I made the game plan against the Pacers, it's not using my actual minutes game plan. It's using something else. I'll have to check that ahead of Game 4. So far, it hasn't really hurt us in this series, but there's a lot of like 2 center lineups and stuff like that in this series, which is certainly not what I like to see. Lowry from deep, no good there. Indiana starting to pick things up here. They could bring it back within 4 with a Tyrese finish. That's what they'll do here. Nashville has significantly slowed down here as this first quarter has gone along. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes that boom or bust from beyond the arc. And Indiana's right back in this game after a really hot start. Another miss from Sidney Lowry here. This has not been his best series efficiency-wise. Indiana's done a nice job making things difficult for him scoring. Malachi, about as good a look as you can get from the baseline. But he pulled it right. That shot's going to tie things up at 24 apiece. What's going on? All of a sudden, we don't know how to score. Finally, we get something to go down. Anthony feels the double coming, fades away from it, but misses the jumper. Sid, another miss. Nemhard just caught Davidson trying to go under some screens or something. That was way too much space. Feeding inside is Davidson, finding AC Stevens for the dunk. We've got about a minute left here in the game, and for the second time, we've just been able to force these Indiana guards out of bounds. We were doing that last playoff series, the previous season as well. I don't know what that set is from Indiana, but it's way too easy to force them out of bounds. That's like something that I haven't seen against any other team, but it happens probably on average to 1 to 2 times a game against the Pacers. Lonnie McNeil off the Nemhard assist. Still just a 2-point ball game. Nice feed from AC Stevens. Getting Davidson an easy layup. Bowman on Nemhard, and the layup falls. That is an and one alley-oop for Ernest Augustine. What a play. That requires a lot of concentration to not only catch and finish the alley-oop, but through the foul as well. Last play here of the first quarter. Going to be a wide open Moses Moody 3 right down the barrel. 38-31 after one here in Indiana. Starting quarter 2. Nemhard inside finishes over the top. Assist goes to Tyrese Halliburton. Lamont Powers straight away. Maybe just a little too deep on that attempt. Nemhard, he's been finding some success here early on. Good half. Here's Big Fro Mullins finishing over the top of the rookie. Now McNeil on the other end. Can't quite get the finish, but he can draw a foul. And a couple of free throws. First one is in. Second is off. From the baseline, we've got Moses Moody scoring off the screen. More pick and roll for Lonnie McNeil, and he draws another foul. That will be 3 on Francis Mullins here. Right here at the start of the second quarter, excuse me. Despite that, Coach Snyder going to keep him in. Powers drills it from deep. Makes it an 8-point Nashville lead as Indiana goes right back to that pick and roll. And McNeil scores again. We're having a tough time guarding that. Powers off the catch, another 3, his second here early on in the quarter. Nemhard, more pick and roll. This time it's off. Settling for the 3. Lowry, good contest there from Halliburton to force the miss. Indiana running it all the way to the other ends. And McNeil continues to be a problem for us. Lowry kind of settling for some jump shots without a lot of space here. Not been his best game for sure. Malachi kicks it to Mullins. That one rattles in. Nice play on the pick and pop. Sid may not be scoring all that well compared to what we're used to, but he's still playing excellent defense. Powers offensive rebound and the putback. Lonnie McNeil tries to find a cutter, but that pass was just way off the mark, and it leads to a Malachi 3. And the Nashville lead extends to 15. Anthony. Easy look inside. Now an isolation attempt for Malachi, and he gets the layup. Indiana feeding Anthony again. Backing down Francis Mullins. And scoring the tough basket. Driving kick for Moody in the corner. Wide open. Aaron Anthony tries to get Mullins to bite on the pump fake. Doesn't do it. But Lowry will foul Halliburton for a pair of free throws. 2 for 2 for the point guard. Powers losing the ball here. Need to come up with something here before the shot clock expires, and we didn't come up with anything good. A lot of fouling here. Much more than I'm accustomed to from this team. Just not playing great defense on the interior and on these drives. Malachi just narrowly misses that shot, and it results in a quick Darren Anthony too. Off the screen, Davidson nails the long ball. Another easy look for Darren Anthony. He's not going to miss those. Pope has the ball. Passes it off to AC Stevens on the pick and roll. Point blank miss from AC. Indiana passing the ball around. Finds the wide open man, Devin Vassell. Easy three. Davidson just got a ton of space off the screen there. Results in the easy basket. Anthony in the post response. And a lot of back and forth here. Neither team really going on a run as of late. As we see Augustine missed the post fade. I can do without those. I'll say that right now. Pacers find an easy basket in transition, and it's just a 5-point game. It's just 15 a moment ago. Davidson wide open from beyond the arc. Anthony in the post again, and he continues to eat whenever he is matched up against AC Stevens. Davidson, nice finish through contact there. Julius Randle with the foul. Unfortunately, not going to get that third point there. Nembhard, no good. Pacers with it again. Darren Anthony gets doubled in the post, and it's going to be off the mark right as the halftime buzzer sounds. An 8-point lead for your Nashville Sound. Taking a look at the halftime reports. Pacers have 2 in double digits. Darren Anthony was fairly unstoppable in that first half. Lowry still has 15 points, just under 50%, which we don't see very often. But 4 players in double digits here at halftime. Much more of a balanced effort to get this halftime lead, and get 71 points of the half is still very good. Mullins getting bailed out by a late shot clock. Sidney Lowry 3 after he couldn't really come up with something in that possession. Pope thought about shooting it, ends up passing it off. Unselfish play leads to a wide open baseline jumper for Mullins. That one was nasty by Darren Anthony. Wow, what a play. Just a mean finish with the foul as well. Gotta start worrying about Francis Mullins and his foul trouble here. But what a play from the 2-time MVP there. Hoping to energize his squad here in the second half. Halliburton floats it over the top. That was a perfectly placed pass. Pick and roll for Sidney Lowry. Pulls up from the short mid-range. Julius Randle in the corner. No good. Double screen for Malachi Pope. He finds that little sweet spot in the mid-range that he loves to shoot from and drops it in for 2. Aaron Anthony. Post fadeaway falls. Another double screen for Malachi. This time he's pulling from deep. And it drops in again. Malachi, very efficient once again tonight. He has been our most efficient player in the playoffs, and it just keeps dropping down the barrel for him. Anthony is spinning in the post. Not much to do to defend that. And like another look, and he is on absolute fire here in the third. Wasn't heavily involved in that first as much as maybe you'd normally see, but he's making up for that and more here in this quarter. Augustine, no good. Here's Halliburton. Bounce pass inside for Aaron Anthony. Man, this guy is a talented passer, I'll tell you that. Pope. Pull up from the mid-range. Finally, he missed one. Not that that's what I was rooting for. Just, I'm sure it was a relief for the Pacers. Lowry. Great defense from Devin Vassell. Gonna force the kick out, but Moses Moody was wide open. He continues to take advantage of the fact that the Pacers just don't seem all that interested in guarding Moses for some reason or the other. I mean, he wasn't particularly strong in the first round of the playoffs, so I'll give them that, but for the last few seasons, he's definitely been a dependable shooter from beyond the arc. Pacers in transition. Nice to see the other team dribble the ball into the knee of our team every now and then. And it seems like we tend to do that a lot more often. Kick out to Hammonds. Way too much space. No one was even threatening a contest, let alone contesting. Too strong for Moody. Pacers running the other way. Vassell pull-up jumper. No good. Davidson on the pick and roll. Pulling up from the mid-range. Rattles out. Anthony trying to take over Francis Mullins there with the strength. Just ends up bulldozing right over him for the charge. I mean, I see the strategy. They're trying to get Mullins another foul here. Here Anthony picks up the assist. And it's just a 6-point ball game here. Under 2 minutes left in the third. This is by far the most competitive game we've seen from Indiana so far. Mullins forcing a miss there from Darren Anthony. Now getting the feet on the inside. On the other end, he misses as well, but cleans it right up. Anthony again fades away. Mullins stuck right with him. Great sequence from the big man here, and Davidson puts the lead back up to 14. Things looking much more like they usually are now. But Indiana made a little bit of a run there, making things close here. Third quarter will end with a Darren Anthony block. We didn't give Mullins much of a chance there with how much time there was left when he got that ball. So it'll be an 11-point Nashville lead to start the fourth, and Lowry makes a statement to start the quarter. Halliburton in the corner. Great defense from Lowry. Pick and roll. Wide open lane opens up for Mullins. Anthony, quick response. Pick and pop. Davidson with the pull-up. No good. Lowry. Offensive rebound results in the Bowman baseline jumper. Kick out to Christie. No good there. He's definitely more of a defensive specialist. I think we'll allow him to take jump shots as much as he really wants to. Stolen away by the rookie. Lowry. For the three with a man right in his grill. Now we lead by 18. A steal again. Here we've got Mullins in transition. The one-handed slam. You make plays defensively, it makes offense easier. Davidson driving. Finishing around a lot of white jerseys there in the interior. Halliburton Catches Sydney going under the screen there and makes him pay. Drive by Lowry. Nice finish. High off the glass. Halliburton to Grant Williams for 2. You can't tell we have transitioned to just the makes. Here just to see if Indiana could come back in this game, but ultimately I think our defense is just a little too good. You know, we would allow some of these second half runs last year in the playoffs. Of course, we end up winning most of those games anyway, but just the improvements we've made defensively this year, I think, have really made it much more difficult for these teams to go on these big runs in these playoff games. And, you know, the additional playoff experience helps as well, but I just think I'm liking a lot more what I'm seeing consistency-wise from this year 6 playoff run. Just kind of suffocating these teams, making it a lot more difficult on them to close the gap. Sidney Lowry ends up with a 30-point double-double today. Great job from him. Again, less efficient than we're used to seeing, but he more than makes up for it with all the other stuff he does for this team. And let's hop in to Game 4. Could close out the second round with a victory today, and you know that's exactly what's on our mind. Sidney Lowry going to start us off with a miss. Julius Randle, quick 3 on the other end. He's not been great from 3 this series. Takes a lot of them off the dribble, which I think we've been perfectly okay with him taking because he doesn't make them often. There's a steal from Lamont Powers. Malachi, not a great look there. Anthony, contested jumper. It's going to be a miss. Interior pass there for Sidney Lowry off the cut. Not a lot of space there. Needed to be a great pass, and it was. Randall rims out that jumper. Lowry on the other ends with another interior basket. For a team that relies on threes, it's been all interior shots to start. Francis Mullins, a massive block in transition. Ernest Augustine with the finish. I mean, Francis Mullins making it look embarrassing to even attempt that layup there. Nashville running again. Step back from Sid. Too strong. Aaron Anthony. Blocked away again by Francis Mullins. He's come to play on defense here to start this one. This time the transition basket is good. Halliburton. Too strong on the 3. Now we feed it to Mullins. He is fouled by Anthony. And Big Fro goes 2 for 2. Anthony in the post. Quick turnaround. I don't know how Indiana just doesn't let this man eat in the post all day. That's the one thing I feels like our defense can't really stop. Whenever Anthony's not going for his fadeaways and he's actually being aggressive with his post possessions, he makes pretty much everything. Francis got that one to eventually fall in. Had to bounce around the rim a couple of times. Good defense from Augustine. Nashville the other way. Finds the wide open man on the cuts. Lamont Powers. Assist by the answer. Here he is getting the steal. And the look on the interior, but hard to finish over the top of Darren Anthony when he's got 7 inches on you. This time it's Vassell from deep. Trying to find a cutter again, but Indiana was much better prepared for it. Lamont spinning and somehow gets it to go. That was a tough shot. And here it is. Once or twice a game. This time it wasn't even the point guard, but These Indiana guards just need to not be such pushovers, man. There's no other team in the league that we do that to. It's kind of funny. Air ball there as the shot clock expired for the violation. A.C. Stevens just gave the ball right to Darren Anthony and then picks up a blocking foul right after that. Rough sequence for the backup center, but he makes up for it with the steal. Lowry from deep, not for deep. He hits the three. And Anthony fades away. Like I'm saying, when he's not fading away, whenever he fades away, it gives us a little bit of a bailout. So when he does literally anything else in the post, it's almost guaranteed in. Nice find there by Powers to find the rookie inside. Catch and shoot, no good. Close out there from Powers was strong. Sid, great look. You're not going to see him miss that often. Davidson, another great look. Rare to see even one of those looks miss, but two in a row. Not going to see that often. A.C. Stevens with a steal. Lowry steps back. Come on, we can do better than that, Sid. Bowman going to miss one last shot here before the end of the quarter, but we force Indiana to just 12 points at the quarter, suffocating them defensively. Halliburton, though, going to get the scoring started in the second with a three. Malachi, tough finish inside. For the and one, and he'll complete the three-point play. Tyrese, no good, off the dribble. Now it's Malachi's turn. Trying to sift through some traffic here and then just shoots it right over the top. Nemhard, pick and roll. That worked a lot for them in game 3. Especially in that second quarter. Turnover there. Gives Indiana the ball right back. More pick and roll. Lonnie McNeil continues to create problems. This is just going to be what the Pacers do in the second quarter, I suppose. And why not? They should be doing it for more than just the second quarter. We haven't shown the ability to stop it yet. Wide open. In the corner, Halliburton splashes it home from deep. 11 points. Now the deficits. Malachi misses that one. Grant Williams double pumps, but Phil Bowman stood home defensively. I was a little bit worried about him playing some power forward minutes, but I think he's held his own there. Moody goes 2 for 2. Halliburton on the drive, finishes over Malachi Pope. Now here's a pick and pop. Mullins open from deep. That one falls. He's been really good from deep this episode. Feel like he hasn't been super consistent there in the last few spotlight games, but this episode for sure. Davidson off the mark. McNeil somehow has the mismatch with Moses Moody guarding him in the post, and it results in a wide open Indiana 3. Oh, driving kick. Good look for Sid, but no good from the corner. Halliburton driving and loops around Sidney, but Sid stays home. Unfortunately, somehow we got out-rebounded there, but we got the block. Sid, great look and a great result. Halliburton straight away responds with a 3 of his own. One's in the post, almost stolen away, but Malachi gets it up and in for 2. Sid, off the catch, splashes in 3 more. 46 now to 32 in favor of our Sound. A blocked 3-point attempt there from Mullins. Indiana with it again. Darren Anthony. A little bit of a pick and pop with Hammonds. Augustine up top for Sidney Lowry, and he dunks it home with a bit of finesse. Halliburton just off the mark. Sid continues to play excellent defense on him, as he has all series, and here he finds Moses Moody open from deep. Every player in the league would love all the space that Moses Moody's getting on all these jump shots here in this series. Devin Vassell with the steal after Sidney Lowry just dribbled it right into his knee. One of this team's favorite moves. Augustine going inside for Christian Davidson. No good on the layup though. Rebound by Darren Anthony. Julius Randle. Again, that guy's just not making any of his threes off the dribble. I think we'll take that every single possession. I apologize if you can hear the motorcycle that's driving by my home. Somebody's trying to show off their bike in my neighborhood, but hopefully they'll leave. Nemhard finds a man on the pick and roll, Julius Randle. He's certainly dangerous from this range. We allow an offensive rebound off the missed free throw. Are you kidding me? At least Darren Anthony wastes it with an illegal screen. You can't allow an offensive rebound on a free throw. That's just lazy. Davidson gets hacked on his way up there. Missed the first free throw, though. This guy's always going to have an issue with his free throws. Oh, I guess he still technically has room to grow. Maybe eventually he'll be a solid free throw shooter. It just feels like he goes 1 for 2 pretty much every time he's at the line for his entire career. There he misses a 3. Vassell from deep, good defense there. And we dribble off the knee again. Can we stop doing that, dude? It's not that hard not to dribble off somebody's flipping knee. Goodness, man. I'm sick and tired of seeing that. Anyway, that'll take us to halftime. Tyrese Halliburton has 0 assists at the half. When's the last time you seen that? Lowry leads us with 18 points. Malachi 13 and 6. And we're 1 half away from a Series 2 sweep. Let's see if we can finish it off. Julius Randle, nice finish on the interior there. Pope off the catch. That's just such a beautiful jump shot he has. Randle going inside again. This time going to get a foul call. Ernest Augustine's 4th here. The start of the 3rd quarter. Something to watch out for. Had a similar situation with Mullins. He ended up not fouling out. Hopefully we can have the same situation here. Mullins fouls a jump shooter. I love it when we foul jump shooters. Those are the 2 things that annoy me the most about this team. They love to foul jump shooters, and they love to dribble into the knees of the opposing team. It just baffles me. And then if I could put in an honorary 3rd theme, this team loves to pull up in the mid-range when there's actually not that much space. But that one, we actually make those a decent amount, so it's not the worst. Wide open 3 from Malachi. He drills it. Halliburton. Like right there. What we just saw from Halliburton, he made it, so it's fine, but I feel like our team does that all the time. Just go to the rim. Vassell going downhill. Pulling up for 2. Lowry, not much space there. But it's certainly enough to make it. Just couldn't get that one to go. Vassell, a leaner, and another mid-range shot. Just as I was complaining about the mid-range, Indiana's getting all their stuff from the mid-range here. And oh my, what a alley-oop. Sid to Powers. That one needed to be way up there, and Powers went and got it. Augustine, wide open from three, just rims around and out. That one was not far off from a make. Stevens sets the screen for Malachi. Put too much on it. Halliburton on the handoff, gets an easy lane to the basket. Finishes the play as well. As you'd suspect, Davidson straight away and straight down the barrel. Nemhard. Defended well by Davidson, gonna be forced into the miss. E.C. Stevens taking a contested mid-range shot. That's not what we like. From the corner, Anthony, no good. A little bit short. Davidson off the catch, and another miss. Both teams going a little cold here in this final third of the third quarter. Julius Randle, that little celebration he does just looks so funny to me. Pass inside to Grant Williams, finishes over Bowman. Lowry sees that he's got some help defense on him, finds the wide open man. Again, Moses Moody taking warm-up jumpers out here. Christie, wide open on the baseline. That's somebody that you're a little bit more okay leaving wide open. He's a defensive specialist, but I don't know how we're into game 4 and Indiana still has the same game plan of just not guarding Moses Moody when he has been very efficient with his opportunities. Lowry, nice pass inside to A.C. Stevens, going to force the foul. Under a minute to go here in the third. And that will not get us to 80 points because A.C. Stevens is going to miss the free throw. Nice contest from Phil Bowman to force the Anthony miss. Nashville going the other way. Moody with it. Finds Davidson, and Davidson finds a three. Last play of the third. Gonna be Darren Anthony, guarded by A.C. Stevens. He quickly fires. No good there. So, 16-point lead. And we're just a quarter away from winning our second series here of the playoffs. We just gotta not give up a 16-point lead, which, like I said after game 3, just feels like this team doesn't allow that to happen. Just too good defensively, and we also really don't have the offensive lulls that we would sometimes have last season as well, even with kind of the slightly nerfed sliders. Lonnie McNeil can't finish the three-point play there. Davidson, another shot off the catch. He is aggressive. The defense has to be ready. If he gets even a slightly good look off the catch, you know he's going to take it. Mullins, had Bowman wide open in the corner. Wish we could have had one more pass there. Williams from the wing, no good, and it's hauled in by Mullins. Running is Nashville. Davidson, like I said, he gets even a slightly good look. He's going to take it. And there we see Moses Moody's first contested look of the series. Took him until the very last quarter of game 4 to get there. Davidson certainly starting to get warm here as this game goes along. Williams, no good. Off the pass there. Bowman inside. 1 second left on the shot clock, but he puts it up and in, and now we lead by 19. Pope on the interior. The hoop plus the horn. Gets him 3. No, it gets him 2. Malachi Pope missed a free throw, something you don't often see. McNeil finishes over Mullins. Vassell in the mid-range. He really excels in that area. He's been consistent there all series. Grant Williams in transition puts in another one, and Indiana's trimmed it to 15. But Sidney Lowry puts in 2 more for Nashville. Going to the rim again, and another strong finish. Makes it 19 points with 5 minutes. And that would be just about all I needed to see to wrap up Game 4 and the series. Nashville is moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Lowry beats Anthony for the 2nd consecutive postseason. Anthony sure is getting all these regular season accolades, a lot more than Sidney Lowry, but in the end, Sid the Kid and the Nashville Sound have gotten the better of Anthony and the Pacers 2 consecutive postseasons, and it really hasn't been close either time. In fact, Anthony's only beaten Sidney Lowry for 1 game. 8-1 is this matchup, and Sidney Lowry going to be your player of the game, leading us to victory tonight, only allowing 79 points to Indiana. The defense clamped down today. Nobody scored 20 points for Indiana. Halliburton and Randall were their leading scorers, but both did not shoot the ball all that well. Then Sid with 29, 6, and 7, 23 and 7 for Malachi, 18 boards for Mullins. Quite good. So, 2 series down. We've yet to see this team lose. In fact, we've yet to see this team have to really sweat out a victory. It's been easy going. That Malachi Pope injury might make things a little bit more difficult in the Eastern Conference Finals. I was kind of hoping we'd see Charlotte. I thought they had a better chance of giving us a run for their money. The Sonics and the Spurs. This is a very interesting Final Four. You have the 2 expansion teams. You had the team with, the first overall pick rookie when we started the franchise, and the first team to kind of blow it up in the franchise, all in the Final Four here. I think that's kind of fun. But here you have the playoff stats for us. Malachi Pope not getting his ratings really all that nerfed, I'll say that, with his injury, so I don't imagine it will affect him too much, but we'll just have to see once the Eastern Conference Finals starts, because if he is struggling with that injury, we are a significantly worse team. He is our 2nd best player, and some nights he's even our best, so without him, things could get difficult against Milwaukee, but I do think this is a team that we've got a good chance against. Of course, I think we're the best in the league, but we'll be here for the Eastern Conference Finals. And until then, sound up.